So I was fresh out of grad school, sitting across from my first big client. I had the tailored blazer on. I'd rehearsed my presentation, and I knew how to nod at the right times, sound confident, and deliver value. On the outside, I looked like a leader, but inside, I was clenching. Not because I wasn't ready, but because I was performing. Performative leadership looks polished, but it feels hollow. And here's the truth no one told me early on: leadership is not about the role you play, it's a reality that you embody. Hi, I'm Jen Wilson, founder of Jen Wilson International. And with over 25 years of experience leading global teams and coaching top tier entrepreneurs, I help leaders like you to cut through the noise, clear the fog, and bring your vision into life. This week, I want to take you behind the curtain to the moment I learned the most important leadership lesson of my career: how to lead from the inside out. So, back when I was running high performing teams, I thought I was doing everything right. I was projecting confidence. I was preparing the heck out of everything. I was staying one step ahead. And listen, none of this is bad. But what I didn't know then, and what too many brilliant leaders still aren't told, is this: when you lead from the outside in, you eventually burn out. You're spinning, you're performing, and you're chasing approval. I remember the day it hit me. My calendar was packed. My email response time was legendary, and my team was on the constant move. But our big strategic priorities, they were half built. They were half bought in on, and I was managing chaos in the right outfit, and no one could touch my spreadsheet game, but I wasn't actually leading. And that's the thing about performative leadership. It looks really polished on the outside, while inside you feel fragmented. You feel disconnected, and you're constantly reacting. I could say all the right things. I could hit every KPI, but my gut was whispering, this isn't it. And my team, they were very busy, but not aligned. The shift came when I finally asked myself a question no one had ever put on the table for me: what does real leadership feel like on the inside? Because no one wants to talk about that in the boardroom, but it matters. When I finally started leading from the inside out, everything started to change. It didn't suddenly get easier, but I got clearer. I felt grounded instead of reactive. My words and actions, they matched, and I could breathe. I didn't need the performance anymore because I was aligned with something real. It was a vision, a standard, a truth deeper than just optics. And I want you to try this exact thing that helped me make the shift. So the next time you walk into a meeting or sit down to make a big decision, pause for just a moment and ask yourself, what does this leadership moment feel like on the inside? Not how does it look, not what will they think, but what does it feel like in my body? Here's what to notice. Do you feel grounded or do you feel reactive? Is your breath shallow or steady? And if you feel like you're bracing, that's a clue you might be performing instead of leading. Ask yourself, am I aligned or am I performing? See, there's a difference between saying the right words because they're true and saying them because you're supposed to. And here's the deal: your body knows the difference instantly. Next, think about, do my words and action actually match? This is about alignment. And if you're saying yes while everything inside of you is screaming no, that's your signal. And here's the thing: your body will always tell you the truth. Before, many times, your brain can rationalize it away. The nervous system, it does not lie. So you might notice tension in your shoulders, a pain in your stomach, or even a sense of calm clarity that you weren't expecting. Whatever comes up, don't judge it, just notice. That's the intel you need to lead from the inside out. And if you realize, wow, I'm performing right now, that's not a failure. That is an awareness. That's the moment you can choose a different way of showing up. Because here's what I know now: leadership isn't about doing more, it's doing what matters and on purpose. Managing chaos keeps things alive, but leading moves them forward. So let me ask you, are you leading or are you managing chaos in the right outfit with a killer spreadsheet? And if that question hits a nerve, then good. That tension you feel, that's not failure, that's clarity knocking. You don't need to do more. You need to learn to be a little more intentional. And when you're ready to stop performing and start truly leading, the kind of leadership people don't just follow, but they trust, that's where real transformation lives. Leadership isn't about what people see on the outside. The most powerful leaders I know lead with their whole selves, aligned, grounded, and clear. And when you lead from the inside out, people can feel it. And that's what creates trust and real movement. So here's your challenge. This week, practice the check in. Before you speak, Before you decide, before you lead, pause and ask, what does this leadership moment feel like on the inside? And if this hits home for you, hit subscribe and follow, because this is the kind of work we do every week, moving from performing leadership to actually embodying it. And I don't want you to miss out on what's coming next. See you in the next video.